This chart provides a weekly view of the Invesco QQQ Trust, which tracks the Nasdaq 100 index, a tech-heavy index popular among growth-focused investors. Below is a detailed analysis of the QQQ performance trends and indicators across different timeframes. Summary and key observations. 1. Price movement. The QQQ is trading at 488.66, with a weekly decline of 1.34%. The price is above both the 50-week EMA at 447.89 and the 100-week EMA at 410.71, indicating a long-term bullish trend. 2. Moving averages. 50-week and 100-week EMA. The 50-week EMA is above the 100-week EMA, confirming a sustained upward trend. The price remains well above these averages, suggesting that the long-term uptrend is intact, though recent movements indicate slight pullback pressures. 3. Relative Strength Index, RSI. The RSI is at 58.56, indicating mild bullish momentum, but with room to increase before reaching overbought levels. This level suggests that while the QQQ has bullish momentum, it is not extreme, leaving room for potential upward movement. 4. Williams percent R. The Williams percent R is at negative 16.29, close to the overbought threshold, signaling a possible short-term pullback or consolidation. Overbought readings often precede corrections or periods of sideways movement, suggesting caution in the short term. 5. MACD, Moving Average Convergence Divergence. The MACD line at 12.53 is slightly above the signal line at 12.46, indicating weak but positive momentum. The histogram is minimal, showing that momentum may be leveling off and could suggest potential consolidation. Trend analysis. 1. Short-term, weeks. The short-term trend indicates caution as the QQQ approaches overbought conditions. The RSI and Williams percent R suggest that the recent price momentum might slow, with a potential for a minor pullback. The slight decline in the MACD histogram also supports a cautious view in the short term, as momentum appears to be stabilizing rather than accelerating. 2. Midterm, months. The midterm trend remains bullish, supported by the price holding well above the 50 and 100-week EMAs. While the QQQ could face intermittent corrections, the sustained upward trajectory of the moving averages suggests that the overall trend is positive, with corrections likely to be limited and potentially followed by buying opportunities. 3. Long-term, years. The long-term trend is firmly bullish, with the QQQ consistently trading above both the 50-week and 100-week EMAs, indicating strong institutional support and confidence in growth stocks. This trend is likely to continue as long as the price remains above these key averages. The Nasdaq 100's focus on growth sectors such as technology and healthcare aligns well with long-term market optimism, making QQQ a suitable choice for long-term growth investors. Overall summary. The QQQ exhibits a robust long-term uptrend, with short-term indicators suggesting a cautious stance due to potential overbought conditions. Mid-term momentum is positive, albeit with minor correction possibilities. Long-term investors can consider QQQ as a solid growth option, though short-term traders may watch for pullbacks or consolidation. Summary and key observations. The IWM is currently trading at 219.57, showing a slight gain of 0.31% in the latest session. Price is positioned above the 50-week EMA at 206.41 and the 100-week EMA at 199.25, indicating a medium to long-term bullish bias. The 50-week EMA remains above the 100-week EMA, reinforcing a mid-term uptrend. The current price is positioned above these EMAs, indicating continued strength in the overall uptrend. The RSI is at 56.99, which is a moderately bullish level. This level indicates there is room for more upward movement without reaching overbought conditions, suggesting moderate bullish momentum. Williams %R is at negative 28.37, which is close to the overbought zone, but not yet extreme. This reading suggests that while the market is experiencing positive momentum, it may be near a consolidation phase if it approaches overbought territory. The MACD line at 5.00 is slightly above the signal line at 5.04, showing weak momentum as the lines are close. The histogram is almost neutral, which could indicate the trend is stabilizing in the near term, rather than continuing strong momentum in either direction. The short-term trend appears cautiously bullish. The RSI is in a healthy range, but nearing levels that could prompt consolidation. The Williams %R nearing the overbought zone suggests the possibility of a pullback or a period of sideways movement in the near term. The MACD histogram's neutrality indicates that the upward momentum is not accelerating, which could mean a potential consolidation or minor correction. In the midterm, the trend remains bullish, as supported by the price consistently trading above the 50-week and 100-week EMAs. The moving averages provide support, and as long as the price remains above these levels, any short-term corrections are likely to be absorbed within a broader uptrend. The midterm outlook remains positive, especially as small-cap stocks could benefit from potential economic growth, which tends to favor small caps during expansionary periods. The long-term trend is bullish, reinforced by the strong support of the 50-week and 100-week EMAs below the current price. Long-term momentum remains intact, as indicated by the moving average's upward trajectory. Small-cap stocks represented by the Russell 2000 tend to show growth over extended periods, especially during bullish market cycles, making IWM a viable option for long-term investors looking for exposure to the small-cap segment. The IWM chart indicates a generally bullish trend across all timeframes, with short-term caution due to approaching overbought levels on indicators like the RSI and Williams %R. The midterm trend is sustained by support from key EMAs, while the long-term outlook remains optimistic, as small-cap stocks are positioned to benefit from future growth. Investors should consider the potential for minor pullbacks in the short term, while the mid to long-term outlook remains favorable. SPY is trading at $574.40, showing a slight decline of 0.8% in the latest session. The price is above both the 50-week EMA at $526.32 and the 100-week EMA at $490.09, indicating a solid uptrend in the medium to long term. The 50-week EMA is above the 100-week EMA, indicating a sustained bullish trend. The current price is significantly above both EMAs, highlighting ongoing strength in the market. The RSI is at 62.69, which is in a moderately bullish zone, close to overbought levels, but still below extreme levels. This suggests that while the trend is positive, there might be limited room for further upside in the short term before a potential pullback. Williams R% stands at negative 15.45, which is close to the overbought territory. This reading suggests that the market may be overextended in the short term and could experience a minor correction or consolidation phase. The MACD line at 16.24 is above the signal line at 16.05, showing positive momentum. The histogram is slightly positive, indicating ongoing bullish momentum, although it is not sharply accelerating. Trend analysis. The short-term trend is bullish, but shows signs of being overextended. The high RSI and near overbought Williams %R readings suggest that SPY could face a consolidation phase or a slight pullback in the near term. The MACD histogram remains positive, indicating that the short-term momentum is still up, but caution is advised given the near overbought signals. The mid-term trend remains bullish, with the price consistently trading above the 50-week and 100-week EMAs. The EMAs are rising, reinforcing the medium-term strength and confirming the ongoing uptrend. Barring a significant downturn, SPY should maintain its positive trajectory over the coming months, especially if economic conditions remain supportive for large-cap stocks. The long-term outlook for SPY is positive, as reflected in the consistent uptrend and higher lows on the chart. The position above both the 50-week and 100-week EMAs highlights long-term strength. SPY represents a broad exposure to the US market, and its long-term performance typically aligns with the broader economy, making it a strong candidate for long-term growth. Overall summary. The SPY chart shows a bullish trend across short, mid, and long-term views. In the short term, caution is warranted as the indicators suggest overbought conditions, which could lead to minor pullbacks or consolidation. In the mid-term, SPY remains well supported above its EMAs, reinforcing a positive outlook, while the long-term trend remains firmly bullish. Investors can expect sustained gains in the medium to long term, while short-term fluctuations may provide buying opportunities. Summary and key observations. 1. Price movement. The VIX is currently at 21.71, up by 1.38 points, representing a 6.79% increase in the latest week. The VIX is still trading below the key 50-week EMA, which is 16.42, and 100-week EMA, which is 17.04, though it has risen close to these levels, indicating an increase in volatility expectations. 2. Exponential moving averages. The 50-week EMA is slightly above the 100-week EMA, which typically indicates a stable trend. However, with the recent price moving closer to these EMAs, there is potential for a shift if volatility persists and the VIX remains elevated. 3. Relative Strength Index. The RSI is at 58.53, suggesting the VIX is in a moderately strong zone, but not yet overbought. This could indicate that the market is expecting some volatility in the short term, although it's not at extreme levels yet. 4. Williams %R. The Williams %R is at negative 85.86, a reading that traditionally indicates oversold conditions. Despite recent gains, this reading suggests that there may still be room for upward movement if fear and volatility in the market continue to rise. 5. MACD. The MACD line, which is 1.47, is above the signal line, which is 1.11, showing positive momentum. The histogram is slightly positive, which indicates that upward momentum could persist, although it is still relatively weak. Trend analysis. 1. Short-term trend. In the short term, VIX shows an upward movement driven by recent gains and an RSI indicating moderate strength. The rise in VIX suggests short-term market uncertainty or fear, as investors are likely pricing in potential volatility. Given the proximity of VIX to its 50-week and 100-week EMAs, any further upward movement could signal a breakout, especially if it closes above these EMAs. 2. Midterm trend. The midterm trend for the VIX has been relatively stable, with low volatility levels over the past months. However, the recent increase in VIX could be an early signal of midterm changes, potentially indicating a period of increased volatility if the trend persists. If the VIX remains elevated or continues to rise, this could signal a shift in midterm market sentiment towards caution and defensiveness. 3. Long-term trend. The long-term trend for VIX has been in a low volatility regime, as seen by the consistent low values below the EMAs. This generally corresponds with a bull market in equities. However, periods of elevated VIX are often followed by corrections or downturns in the broader market. Unless there is a prolonged period of heightened VIX levels, the long-term outlook remains stable, but a sustained break above the EMAs could imply that the market is entering a phase of higher structural volatility. Overall summary. The VIX chart suggests a potential shift towards increased volatility in the short term, as indicated by recent gains and RSI levels approaching moderate strength. Mid-term views show a stable trend with the potential for increased volatility if the upward momentum continues. Long-term, the VIX remains in a historically low volatility regime, but a sustained rise could imply changing market conditions. Investors should watch for sustained movement above key EMA levels for signs of a more enduring change in market sentiment.